The fear of failure restricts people mentally from the very start. They are afraid to voice opinions because they have learnt from early childhood that going along is how you get ahead. Don't stand out by taking a stand. Blend in. Find the absolute middle of the fence and sit there. If the survey is a 1 to 5 scale, select 3 for everything. Konnichiwa and welcome to the Leadership Japan series. I'm your host in Tokyo, Dr. Greg Story, President of Dale Carnegie Training Japan, and much more importantly, you are a student of leadership, highly motivated to be the best in your own business field. We release these episodes every week, midnight, Wednesdays, Tokyo time. Today's show is brought to you by our Dale Carnegie course. This course focuses on the 5 drivers of business success: confidence, communication, leadership, people skills, and stress management. This course is running at a 98.3% average satisfaction rate over the last 5 years, so we know it works well here in Japan. Hosted in-house or send people to our public programs. If you have a performance or people challenge in Japan, then maybe we can help you. Contact me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Grab our free goal-setting blueprint 2.0 plus over 500 free videos, 350 blogs, high-value white papers and guidebooks, reports, plus much more at our website, japan.dalecarnegie.com. I do 3 weekly podcasts, and if you have an interest in presentations, search for the Presentation Japan series on iTunes. And if you have an interest in sales, then the Sales Japan series also on iTunes. Go across there and subscribe. Today's handy Japanese phrase before we get going is "大変ですね." It's difficult, isn't it? Tough, isn't it? 大変ですね. You're having a tough time, things aren't going well. One of your colleagues might say, 大変ですね. You're having it tough, aren't you? 大変ですね. It's difficult. 大変ですね. 大変ですね. It's tough. 大変ですね. This is episode number 199. And we are talking about Big Brother, Japan Inc. style. What anchors their behaviour is the salaryman's desire to protect himself. No one wants to put their position at risk by telling the truth. This little gem of an insight was made by a retired nuclear engineer who worked for Toshiba. He was referring to the various scandals that had taken place there and explaining why illegal decisions made by senior management, like cooking the books, went unchecked internally. Corporate Japan, in some ways, could be a modern model for George Orwell's dystopian novel 1984. Big Brother is the leadership who define that truths are lies and lies are truths. That anyone against the system must be eliminated because 100% loyalty is the minimum. There are facts, and then there are alternative facts. We do the thinking around here. Your job is to carry out our genius ideas. This is not surprising because kids are inculcated into accepting authority, doing, not questioning, following authority figures even if they are only 1 year older. Senpai, seniors, sensei, teachers, are respected as part of Japan's Confucian construct. Group responsibility lessens the burden and gives air cover to individuals that they have learnt is essential if you want to avoid the stain of failure on your record. Errors are kept track of and come into play later in your career when the bosses consider who gets the promotion and who goes sideways. That is one of the reasons HR is so powerful in Japanese companies. They decide the transfers to new roles and locations, and they have the dirt file on everyone as they come up through the ranks. So, how do we get innovation going in our companies? The innovation process has trial and error built into it by virtue of the fact that we're going to do is new, untested, experimental. How do we test stuff if no one wants to try anything new because there is a risk of failure? The fear of failure restricts people mentally from the very start. They are afraid to voice opinions because they have learned from early childhood that going along is how you get ahead. Don't stand out by taking a stand. Blend in. Find the absolute middle of the fence and sit there. If the survey is a 1 to 5 scale, select 3 for everything. Just employing someone into your firm doesn't erase years of brainwashing here about what is acceptable and what isn't. Yet, we hear foreign executives moaning about they don't get any quality ideas from below, that productivity is low, decisions are painstakingly slow, people don't contribute during meetings, etc. All true, but not a fait accompli. The environment for failure has to be secured. The fear to step out has to be replaced with rewards for trying, not just succeeding. Performance reviews and the measures used have to be changed away from outcomes to more process. Process in the sense of generating ideas, suggestions, taking risks, trying new things. All unrelated to actual success. If we only reward success, then we had better hope we have a bunch of geniuses working for us. In the Western work environment, we reward success, but we don't see failure as fatal if people fail in the right way. Being incompetent in your current task is not acceptable. However, pioneering some new intervention or iteration is seen as good work, and if it fails, the lessons learnt are considered valuable and the person is not terminated. In a Japanese context, nobody believes it is not fatal. It has to be shown that failure is acceptable as part of the innovation process. That means bosses have to walk the talk. The worst case is saying, "We welcome innovation," and then whack somebody in the head as soon as they fail. Maybe innovation is good. We accept failures as part of the process, is the ethos in the dark wood panel recesses of the executive floor. But it also has to permeate the culture throughout middle management. Getting middle management to accept this culture requires a lot of retraining in Japan. However, is this factored into the innovation process, or are we hoping for the best instead? Let's make sure we are all walking the same talk. Thank you for joining the Leadership Japan series. If you found the program useful, then help other students of leadership and share it around. As mentioned, if you have a performance or people challenge in Japan, then maybe we can help you. Contact me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Also remember, to access your Dale Carnegie Training free everything, then go to japan.dalecarnegie.com. Check out my other podcast, the Presentations Japan series and the Sales Japan series on iTunes. In the next session, which will be episode 200 by the way, we are going to be discussing fear and loathing in Japan.